Hello, I'm so excited to be live in this group. We are here, and I really believe that today we're here for such a profound reason. And I know that we're going to wait for everybody to hop on. Who knows what's going on with this? But at the end of the day, I'm going to ask these questions over and over and over again. What inspired you to be here? And that is one of the biggest questions I'm going to be asking is what, not here on this call, like what inspired you to be here, to watch me today, or to be in the Beachbody Champions page? What inspired you to be here as a coach? To be here in this business, to be here pursuing knowledge? What inspired you to be here is the first big question. The second one is what made you believe in you again? And I think that that's a question that I had to ask myself. Like what truly made, like not what, who made me believe in me again? Was it my coach? Was it my community? Was it one of the celebrity trainers? And then what made you believe in you again? Was it your results? Again, the community itself? Was it the program? Like who inspired you to believe in you? What made you start believing in you again? And as we go into this thing, like I don't want you to take the answers to those questions lightly. I think for me, we underestimate our potential so often in this business. And I think it's super huge to realize that this business can be your vessel for change. I can tell you that it's been my vessel for change over and over and over again in my life on so many different fronts. And at the end of the day, some of you guys are going to simply have a goal to help 1, 2, maybe 3 people. Like you came into this because you truly believed that you could help a couple people. Some of you believe that you can help 3 people and that those 3 people will turn into 30 people and those 30 people will turn into 300 and you truly want to have a massive impact. And if that's the case, like again, no matter what, no matter where you fall on that spectrum, like you're here for a reason. And my heart today is so excited. I wanted to kind of give that to you guys as we kind of intro this and waited for everybody to hop on. But you are here as a coach. You're here today. You're listening to this for such a profound reason. And as I speak to you today about the power of one, there's nothing that brings me more joy. Like, I want you to know that this is coming from such a humble place. I just got off my team page and I was crying. So hopefully I make it through this and I don't just like turn into a ball of mush. But 1 year ago this week, we reinvented everything. If you would have asked me to do this live a year ago, I couldn't have done it. The purpose of this is to help those of you who have not helped your first person get that win, to help change that first life. It's for those of you who are leaders who want to help your team duplicate what you're doing, right? To help one person. It has to start with one. And so as they were asking me to do this, I was laughing because a year ago, I couldn't have done this call. A year ago, we literally turned our team upside down. I didn't know how to lead. I didn't know what I was doing. And I finally just said, screw it, I'm starting over. And so sometimes this is what you have to do. But I literally, we changed our team name. We shut down every team page that we had. We literally said like, we're starting over. Our training systems, we started over. Like everything we believed in, we just said, we're going to start with a clean slate. And the reason why we did that was because we wanted our mission to be about loving and serving and transforming lives. And we wanted it to revolve around this mission of helping one. We called it our Help One initiative, but you can call it the power of one. But at the end of the day, I've been a coach for a decade, y'all. 10 years. But this past year is where we finally put the focus on the power of one. With it being our mission to help our coaches help one person in their first 30 days as a coach. That's what we want to talk about today. And I truly believe with the focus on that, everything has shifted. We've shifted in how we train our coaches. It's shifted in how we inspire our coaches. It's shifted in how we celebrate our coaches. Everything has shifted once we kind of went to this power of one concept. And if I truly believe if I can help my new coach help one person, especially in that first pivotal month, okay? I truly feel like they will get the experience of being a coach. And that's what I want. I want them to feel what it feels like for somebody to look to them for guidance, to look to them for support. I want them to get that experience. I want them to gain that confidence. But more than anything else, I want them to get that belief that comes with the power of one. At the end of the day, They're going to have belief in themselves that they can actually do this. They're going to have belief in coaching. They're going to have a belief in this business model because they're going to get their first paycheck. So whether you're watching this today and you're watching this because you need to help your first person, right? You still haven't got the wheels going yet, right? Or you're watching this because you're leading a team, and at the end of the day, you need to duplicate the power of one down into your downlines. I pray, and I can tell you how many prayers I've prayed over this, that the system that we use, that Team Together Fit uses, literally helps you take your next step. So if you're watching this, I always say smart people take notes. Our goal is to help one. So if you're writing it down, the goal is to help one. Now, if you're a coach, and when I said this, you have not helped your first person, I would love you to be brave enough to tell us that your mission is to help your first person. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to write in the comments, but if you're watching this and you have not helped your first person, or you have completely fallen off, it has been years since you helped your first person. There's new share cards, there's new websites, and you're like, and you're here because you legit want to learn how to help your first person and start over, kind of like we did a year ago. This is your moment right now where I'm legit talking to you. I am doing this for the Make Your Mark, okay? You can watch this anytime, but I'm specifically doing this for the October Make Your Mark challenge that we're having. And my challenge to you, my goal for you, listen to me. If you have not helped your first person or you're recommitting to this, you need, listen to me, to write down the goal, help one by October 31st. Now you may be watching this on October 26th or the 27th or the 28th. The goal doesn't change. You're helping one person by October 31st. And if by me saying this, it gave you a pit in your stomach and you literally go, oh, I'm not writing that down, and you got nervous and you started doubting yourself, I'm gonna say to you what I would say to my team. And many of them are on there, so they're like, oh gosh, here she comes. If you're nervous and you won't even write down the goal to help someone in 5 days, so it doesn't matter when you watch this. If you watch this in January, say in 5 days from today, you're going to help your first person. 5 days from today, you're going to help one person. If you can't write that down with confidence that I'm going to share with you how we do it, and then knowing that you have every resource available to you other than the fact that I can't talk for you, like if you don't have the courage enough to write that down, I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm going to tell you right now, you have to put your big girl panties on and buck up, Buttercup. That's what I would tell my team. If you're a dude, put your big boy panties on. I'm cool with it either way. But if you're going to continue to allow the nerves to rule your life, I can't help you. If every time you go for greatness, fear and doubt stirs from their slumber, and then you listen to it, I can't help you. This can't help you. This is literally just going to be me throwing knowledge at you, and you're just going to, like every other video you watch, you're going to watch it, you're going to walk away from it, and you're going to do nothing with it. Many of you will literally tune me out when I say, I need you to help one person by the end of this month. Help one. I know that the Make Your Mark challenge is to hit Success Club and help your team hit Success Club, but some of you have never helped one person. So why not make your mark by helping one? Believing in yourself enough, believing in what we do enough, and having courage enough to put yourself out there to help one person. And you know what? This is the deal. If you're going to be Eeyore, you're gonna watch this and be like, oh, well, I've tried everything, I've done it all, and I can't just, like, I'm not gonna be able to help somebody in 5 days. I don't want you in my corner. I want those of you on this in my corner who are those who are ready to level up. I want those of you in my corner who are like, you know what, I can do this. Alli's gonna give me her steps, I'm going to listen to her, I'm gonna take everything that I know, and I'm gonna freaking run with this. And if you're an upline coach who is watching this right now, I pray that you allow everything that I'm giving you to just trickle down into your team, whether you tag them on this, whether you regurgitate this information to them in your own way. At the end of the day, if you're watching this recording, in 5 days or less, you need to look at a calendar, write it down. You need to have helped one person. And I'm going to give you my 6 steps that I give to all of my coaches. I love steps, by the way. It's just my jam. My 6 steps that I think you should follow, or at least figure out how to implement into something that you're already doing. You do not have to do it exactly like I do it, but like you got to figure out, because if it's not working, something's got to change. Something's got to change, and you've heard that so many times. So step 1, are we ready? How many steps are there? There are 6. Okay, step 1. I talk fast, guys. Sorry, not sorry. To help one, you have to know what you're inviting to. 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 And I think so many times we're like, okay, I'm inviting to a group. I'm inviting to a group. But I need to tell you that you can either invite to a group or you can simply invite people to join you on this journey. And I'm going to explain the difference. So some of you guys, and I'm going to peel this back and tell you that all of the stuff I'm giving you is a compilation from all of my leaders. I get to speak, but I'm speaking on behalf of my entire team. I freaking adore them. And I was asking them, like, what do we need to share? And so many of them were like, we need to talk to them about people telling them no. People, they invite people, and then after the first 3 no's, they just stop and they get paralyzed. And then someone said, you know what? I think they're just as scared of the yes. And I was like, isn't that the truth? Be honest. Be honest. If you're new and you can, like, you know, nobody, this is a judgment-free zone. Judgment-free zone. How many of you are actually scared that if somebody said yes, you wouldn't know what to do to help them? Just be honest with yourself right now. I can tell you that was me. Like I was so scared of the yes when I started that I actually didn't help my first person for almost 7 months after I signed up as a coach. I was so scared of the yes. I can tell you I was also scared of the no, but I was scared of both of them, to be truthful with you. And I think why I was scared and why so many, and I'll use it now, why so many people get nervous of, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do if somebody actually says yes, is because you see your upline coach, somebody like myself. I've been in this for 10 years. My challengers, my customers get to see how I do my groups 10 years of experience later, right? Like they get to see the Alli who's got it all figured out, right? They didn't get to watch the ugly build up to this place. And so a lot of times they think, oh my gosh, there's no way I could run a group like my coach does. And so it paralyzes them. Or they're like, I don't know how to do this. Like, so they start freaking broken out. So what I'm going to tell you is this. All you have to know when it comes to running a group, listen to me, this is all you have to know to help your first person. You need to know when your group starts and who you are inviting. When your group starts and who you're inviting. That's all you need to know. Like, all you need to know. When does your group start? If you wait and try to get all your ducks in a row before you actually run a group, you're gonna be a hot mess. Like, listen to me, this is so huge. Until you're ready to leap and build your wings on the way down, you will remain stuck. You will be stuck. And like, this is just my truth. Because this is a lot of my coaches. In this business, you will not make it very far. And I know it's very harsh terminology. You will not make it very far, but you honestly will not make it very far if at the end of the day, you have to have all your ducks in a row before you'll even get on the starting blocks. So when it comes to what you're inviting to, if you are inviting to a group, either you're running one on your own or you're doing it with your virtual gyms, and like all you've got to do, all you've got to know is the start date and who can be in it. So like, is the start date on November 5th? Is the start date on November 1st? And like, who can be in it? Is it gonna be a refresh group that you do after Halloween, so it's a sugar detox? Or is it going to be like anybody with Beachbody On Demand can be in it? Like, what is it gonna be? Don't overcomplicate it. I need you to think simple, okay? If you wait until you have all your ducks in a row, that your group is good, that you've got all of your posts scheduled, that you've got your perfect banner, you've got your perfect name, you've got the perfect, and you've got all of these things like tick, 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 and you check off the list for the perfect challenge group because you've watched all these videos in this group. Guess what? The perfect content does you no good if you have no people in your group. Just gonna be real. You have to have people in your group. Like, at the end of the day, like, the people are what make your group, not the content. You've got to have people in there in order to make it great. So I can tell you this, that like, you cannot be overcomplicating this. What day does it start? Who are you inviting? And that's all you need to know in order to help your first person. Let the rest of it go because the logistics will come later. Now, if the group is stopping you because so many of you are scared, you're like, well, I only have one person. And like, I don't even like saying the word that I'm going to do a group because I don't have any people. I'm going to tell you something. For the first 1.5 years that I worked this business, there were no such thing as groups. We had no groups. There were no groups. Groups didn't exist. I've been a coach for 10 years. I am the coach of a Beachbody Challenge winner. the big check you see at Summit, the person who stood on the stage, the confetti falling, fireworks flying. Like my coach, she's 4'11", lost 100 pounds in a year, completely changed her life. Guess what? I didn't have a group to put her into. She was one of my first 5 customers, and she just joined me on my journey. Stop overcomplicating this. Stop overcomplicating this. At the end of the day, all you have to do is decide what you're inviting to. So I want everybody to write this below. Are you inviting to a group? Tell me. Or are you just going to invite these people to join you on your journey and be success partners with you? I need you to tell, this is not something that we get to contemplate over. The only reason you should not be commenting is if you are driving. I need everybody to let me know right now, what are you inviting to? This is a workshop. We're doing this together. Are you inviting to a group? Let me know. Are you inviting for them to join you on this journey with you and the group will come later? Let me know. But you need to let me know in the comments. They should be freaking flying right now, because step 1 is knowing what you are inviting to. And while all the comments go, step 2, get really freaking excited. And I know that my energy level's really high. But the theme of our end of year is let's fun this crap up. That's what we're doing. Fun this crap up. We're funning this crap up. If my husband were doing this call right now, he literally would give you 2 steps, not 6. He would say, Allie, what we need to do at the end of the day is just get really excited and then share that excitement with everybody. That's all we need to do. Get excited, share that excitement with everybody. But at the end of the day, you have to get really freaking pumped about whatever the heck you are inviting to. That's what you have to do. If you want people to get fired up, you have to bring the fire. If you want people to have fun, you have to bring the fun. At the end of the day, if you want people to get results, it's on you to bring the boom. That's what you gotta do. You gotta get excited. Nobody is gonna wanna join you on this journey if it's not fun, if they're not seeing results, and if you aren't excited about it. I'm just being so real. Think about your favorite movie that you've been to. Think about your favorite pair of sneakers. When you're excited about something and somebody asks you about it, you word vomit all over them, and guess what? They probably go watch that movie, or they'll go look up and buy those freaking sneakers. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I'm gonna split this in 2 parts, but you've got to make it fun. So I'm gonna explain what I'm doing, because I feel like we need actual, this is tangible stuff. You've got to hear it. So for me, I need, every time there's a holiday, I give myself 1 week inside of my group to make it fun. It's too much pressure to do it every day. I can't do it every day, but I can do it once a week. So this week is the fun week. You could do this again in November. You can do this again around December, because the engagement goes down during any holiday. Everybody goes away. Come back. So they're going to show up for the fun. So guess what we're doing? For this week, today, it's called Festive Friday. Everybody in my group is wearing black and orange, and they're doing their workouts, and they're posting it, and they're excited, and all kinds of stuff. This weekend, we're having a Halloween costume party, and it's a contest. They're dressing up in their Halloween costume, they're doing their workout in their Halloween costume, and the person who makes me belly laugh the most wins a freaking tank. They're vying for the freaking tank. We have a spooky-okie, where it's like karaoke, but to Monster Mash and Thriller and doing some of that stuff. There's a dance off. We're doing all kinds of fun stuff, and guess what? I'm excited about it, right? And so guess what I'm doing all over my Instagram and Facebook? I'm talking about all of the crazy stuff my virtual gym people are doing, because I'm so excited about it. Nicole was in there. Look at it. She's even saying, I want one of those freaking tanks. But I'm so pumped about what I'm doing that it makes inviting to it so easy, because I'm excited about it. And some of you don't have the crazy personality that I have that wants to do Halloween costume contests. But what I will tell you is you can be just as excited about your journey and crush it. When I was doing my Mission Mom Bod journey, I was so excited every week that I got to kind of give my results, whether it was because I was able to do a full push-up for the first time, or I fit into clothes that I hadn't fit into, or I saw movement on the scale, or movement in my inches, or I just felt stronger. I've lost 70 pounds because of this. I gained 50 pounds in my pregnancy and lost 70 in the last 18 months. And to be completely real with you guys, I was excited every single day about this journey. It doesn't mean that I crushed every day. It doesn't mean I was motivated every day, but I was excited every day to bring other moms into this, because I totally got it. I realized that moms needed this, because we didn't have time to go to a gym when we have a freaking 6-month-old who won't sleep. I was so excited to be able to bring more moms on my Mission Mom Bod journey with me. So it doesn't mean that you have to be excited about a group. You can just be excited about your journey. Lift 4, what it's doing for you or what it did for you. Shift Shop, what it's doing for you, what it did for you. You've got to know what you're inviting to and then get really freaking excited about it. And then step 3 is zone in. Get in the invite mindset. Get in the invite mindset. When you invite somebody to a group, when you invite somebody to coaching, when you're offering up the chance for them to be a part of like your journey with you, listen to me. Every time you invite somebody, you're giving them the chance to have a second chance at life. Do you get how powerful that is? Every chance that you, like every time you talk to somebody, you're giving that person a chance to have a second chance at life. I was homeless 8 years ago. This gave me financially a second chance. I gained 50 pounds during my pregnancy and lost 70. It gave me a second chance. I'm a mess when it comes to food. The ultimate reset gave me a second chance to get my food right. Like this thing has changed the course of my life. And if you missed the top, I ask you guys 3 questions. What inspired you to be here? What inspired you to be here as a coach, learning and growing and becoming better? Like, who inspired you to believe in you again? Your coach, your community, a trainer? What inspired you to believe in you again? Okay? What, like, because it could be a who, it could be a what, it could be a thing, but like you believed in you enough to become a coach to change the lives of other people, right? To help one other person in hopes that that one would become more, right? Like, don't take the answers to those questions lightly. At the end of the day, your potential in this thing is huge, huge. And person after person has blazed the trail to show you what's possible with this. So if by not sharing unapologetically, like I will tell my team every day, you should be sharing unapologetically on social media. Not like by not inviting, guys, and I need you to just hear this. You're literally holding people's future captive in your mouth. Think about that. You're literally, by not posting on social, not sharing in stories, not personally inviting, you're holding their future captive in your mouth. What if your coach wouldn't have posted on social? What if your coach wouldn't have reached out to you? What if you were still living that life because your coach was too scared to ask, to share? What if? I don't like the answer to that question, which is why every single day I invite. Why I overcame my nerves and that fear and doubt and helped my first person. At the end of the day, you guys have the power to change so many lives. You guys have the power to change so many lives, but you have to be bold enough to do so. So the next steps, because there were 6 steps, the 4th step is you've got to create your list. And it's so funny because what's the goal? To help one person in 5 days or less. If you're still in October, it's to help one person by the 31st. If you're watching this in the future, to help somebody within 5 days. You can make a list on a scrap sheet of paper, a new notebook, an Excel document, a Word document. Guys, there's so many organizational tips in this page, it's scary. Today is not the day to get super organized. You need to help one person. You don't need a new planner to help one person. You don't need Streak or any fancy system to help one person. It's go time. Right now, it's go time. So what you need to do is write the names of people you already have a relationship with. And the key word is already have a relationship with, either in person or on social media. So think of the people that need what we have to offer. Is it Shakeology? Is it Beachbody On Demand? Is it the Performance line? Is it snacks? Is it Daily Sunshine for their kids? Is it the refresh after Halloween? Hello? Like, you got to write down a list of names of people who need what we have to offer. And I need you to understand what the list of names is for the people you already have a relationship with. When you're going for something like this, in this moment, if I messaged my cousin Angela, who does not have Facebook or Instagram, she does not know what I'm doing, I have not talked to her in a decade, and I sent her a text message and invited her to be my success partner, how awkward would that be? extremely, extremely awkward. The reason why is because I want to write down people who I currently have a relationship with because I want to invite them right now. So this is like family, coworkers, neighbors, people that you have a relationship with online. I haven't seen Brandy in a decade, but guess what? She likes everything that I do. We have conversations in a DM. I see her stories. I know she's watching mine. We have an online relationship, so I don't feel awkward messaging her. So what I'm just trying to say is don't go reach out to your long lost cousins. Do you know what I mean? Because yeah, they go on a list, but that's a list down the road to reconnect with and invite them at a later time. Right now, I want you to write down the people that come to mind and from your social, from real life. Maybe look at your last 10 posts, look at the likes, look at the comments, write down people's names, but this is the key. Do not decide for them as to whether or not they are going to say yes. Do not decide for them as to whether or not they are going to say yes. Because so many times you make up their mind before they ever get a chance. And that's you holding their future captive in their mouth. I did this to my father, and I'm so mad at myself. And I learned this mistake. I was a coach for 2 years before my dad would try Shakeology. 2 years. And it was solely because I made the decision up in my mind that he would say no. And it wasn't until I saw his blood work and I was in tears because my dad was a walking heart attack. I said, what's the worst that could happen? He could tell me no. So I sit him down and made him watch a video about Shakeology and said, Dad, I think you need to try this. And guess what? It's now been 6 years. Dad's drank it every day. He's got my mom on it. He's got my sister on it. He's been a Beachbody Challenge winner. He's off all of his medication. Why? Because I asked. At the end of the day, I can only imagine about how much time I would have gotten back if I would have just automatically went to him and said, hey, Dad, I really think you need this, and shared my heart with him, right? So today you've got to make a list. You've got to make a list. You've got to get as close to 25 names as remotely possible on that list. If not more, you need to make a list. So I need everybody to tell me, because if you're going to help your one person in 5 days, that list has to happen today. This list cannot happen tomorrow. It cannot procrastinate. You should already be thinking about the names of the people that you want on that list that you want to share this with. And then this is your next step. Are you ready for this? Because this is where it gets good. You've already decided what you're inviting to. You've already gotten excited about what you're inviting to, and you've gotten the right mindset. You've made your list, and now the fun starts to happen. I call it passively and personally inviting. That's just my lingo for it. You can call it a call to action. Okay, which is what a passive invite is. That means I'm putting it out there to the world passively on social media in hopes that the algorithms will let people see it and those people will come to me and they will want into my groups, right? So you have to share your heart on social media. I teach every one of my coaches to do a coach announcement. All that means is you make a post that shares with the world, not that you're a coach, but it shares with the world what this has done for your life. What has it done? And then at the end of it, all you say is, I have a goal to help one person join me on this journey before Halloween night ends. And I'm looking for somebody to join me on this journey. I need accountability through the holidays. This issue's gonna get hard. And I'm just looking for one. That's all. Like, tell your story, tell the struggle, tell what you've overcome, and tell them that you're looking for one. Tell them. And don't be scared if nobody comes to you off of that post because they're watching. But you've got to be the image to your words. And this is something that's so important to me. If you have an amazing story, be bold enough to put a before and after picture up there. If you have if you don't have a story yet, you're still on your journey, find the light, stand in front of a window, take a selfie, be in workout clothes, and be happy. And post that with your post about how this has changed your life. At the end of the day, you've got to make a post. You've got to put it in your stories. If you tell me you don't know how to do stories, I didn't know how to do stories either. Figure it out. Figure it out. And guess what? You could have the worst post. That post needs to go out like tomorrow. Actually, the best day to do it would be Sunday night is what I'm going to tell you. Sunday evening is when I would make that post, but I'm going to make one in the morning just to prove all y'all that you can do it whenever and you need to do it. But you got to make a post. You got to put it in your stories. And it could be the worst post you've ever written. It could be the worst Insta stories that have ever happened when it comes to a call to action and putting this out there. But you could do everything wrong in an invite, but if it's the right person watching, it won't matter. You've got to do it. You've got to show up. You've got to make it happen. You can do this. Between now and Sunday night, I want every person in this group putting that call to action out there passively, and then step the last and final step is personally inviting with excitement. Once you make that post, every name on that list should get a message that says, I don't know if you saw my post, but I don't know if you saw my post, but I would really, really, really love for you to be my success partner on this journey. I don't care if you use the PB&J method. I don't care if you just share your heart. I don't care what you say, because you could say everything wrong, but if it's the right person, it won't matter. Invite them, for goodness sakes. Invite them. Show up. You can do this. At the end of the day, this is not me teaching you an invite process. This is me telling you it doesn't take perfection. You have to act. You have to act and devise a plan for what you're inviting to. You have to act and get excited about what you're inviting to. You have to act and create that list today. You have to act and be brave enough to write that social media post, get those stories situated, and put them out there on Sunday night like a boss. You gotta act and be bold enough to have those one-on-one conversations that are gonna be hard, that are gonna be scary. You're gonna have sweaty pits. You're gonna do it anyways though. You're gonna go out there and do it because you have a goal. That goal is to help one person in the next 5 days. And if you're a leader on this, it's to help your team help one person. Those new coaches that need that win, that need that one life, is to literally help them do this. Now, I've gone way over. I literally think I have 5% battery on my phone. Go figure. I don't have it plugged in, but this is what I'm going to say. This is my last tidbit. I know Sandy's watching, so I'm scared, but I'm just what I'm going to say. I'm always wondering, am I allowed to say this or not? I don't know. If I get cut off, it's the Lord saying that you weren't supposed to say this, but I just feel super called to share this last piece. And this last piece is not for those that just want to help 1 or 2 people in their lifetime as a coach. You want to start there, but you want to make a massive impact. And this is where I'm going to try to not get teary-eyed, but at the end of the day, you're the one that wants the 1 to turn into 101. That wants to turn into 1,001 people. You want to have a massive impact. And whether that's because you have debt you want to pay off, whether that's because you have a boss you want to fire, you want to bring your husband home from war, whether that's because you want to keep a roof over your head, you want to be there for your kids. The list could go on and on for the big, bold reasons you want to do this. I have to speak these words to make compliance happy, but Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from Team Beachbody Opportunity. Each coach's income depends on his or her own effort, due diligence, and skill. So as long as I've said that, I now can speak my piece. What if I was holding a $100,000 check? Listen to me. And on November 1st, I would literally hand you $100,000 if you would help one person by November 1st. How much harder would you be willing to work? How much more would you be willing to sacrifice? Would you find more time? Would you have more conversations? What more would you do if a $100,000 check was waiting for you on the 1st? What would you do? And I'm going to flip this, because when I said this to my team, some of them liked it the other way. What if on November 1st or 5 days from now, whenever you're watching this, if you didn't help one person, you owed $100,000. You would lose your house, your cars, and everything you know. What would you do different? How much harder would you be willing to work? How much braver would you become in that moment? Because when my mentor asked me that in 2010, everything changed. Because I was $100,000 in debt. My life did depend on this. I didn't tally up how much debt I had. I didn't know how much debt I had till he asked me. And I said, I don't know, because I just pay my minimums and I have no idea how bad it is. And I tallied it up, and it was right over $100,000. My future depended upon me being brave. I hadn't helped my first person yet. I didn't even know how to help them. But I had to be brave enough and bold enough to know that at the end of the day, this business was what was going to get me out of that $100,000 in debt. This business was what was going to be my vessel for change. This business is what's going to be your vessel for change. And at the end of the day, you have to treat it as though it's a $100,000 business waiting for you to earn it. but you can't earn it unless you help one life, one win. And you've got to stop procrastinating. It has to happen now. So I hope that this was helpful. I'm thankful that my phone didn't die. I love you guys with all my heart, and I'm going to do everything that I just told you guys to do, and it starts today. I will make my list. I will have my post go out tomorrow morning. It's Alli Upham on Instagram if you want to follow me there to see it. But at the end of the day, you've got to be brave, and you can't watch another one of these videos and not act. It's time to do the work. You've got 5 days. I love you guys.